Hey guys, how are you doing today? What's up? It's Red Orca, bringing you another Halo Wars video today. This one is a 3v3 on Fort Deen, and it is me, Nick MX66, and I do not even try, versus Blopped, Marble Muslim, and Donated Alien. We are running Anders Double Brute, and they were running Forge Arbiter Brute, with Donated Alien being Brute, me and Nick being Brute, Tryhard being Anders, Blopped being Forge, and Marble Muslim being Arbiter. So, yeah, you heard that right. We don't have an Arby, which would be to our disadvantage late game when they have teched up Arbiter with their Unicy raging, and we have Air and Gauss. So but we do have an advantage early because we can rush them really hard, and so that's going to be the idea of what we're going to do. So we don't even want it to get to late game. Um, both, as you can see, Blopped is scouting us to see when both Nick and I temple, just because the concern is when are the brutes going to come over. We're both going second, just because, yeah, we get there faster with temple first, but we won't have as much of a rush. We want to really do as much damage as possible, so that's why we both chose to do that. We are going to, well, right now the plan is for us to go after the Arbiter, just because we don't have one, so we want him behind as much as possible, because the best kind of enemy Arbiter is a broke one, if you ask me, which will leave Tryhard to play defense on Donated Alien. That is, of course, assuming he comes on offense. They could play Double D since we're Double Brute, and some teams do elect to do that, but I don't feel like it's the best option, just because then we get both of our bases up uncontested, and we get air out a lot faster, and really just and then the Unicy can get an expo up uncontested as well. So really, I don't think it would be a good move on their part. So I imagine he's going to come on offense, but don't know yet. So we're again, like I said, Nick and I are going to hit Marble Muslim. So he's the middle base there. So okay, like I said, Donated did come on offense. You see that red brute over there, and he's hitting Nick. Now I'm going to try to bring my chopper over and spawn block, but I'm out of position to do so because I was stealing Forge's money, so I'm not likely to get there in time, but I'm going to bring it over anyway. Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely way, way, way out, not going to make it, so I'm going to go ahead and ram some of those one of those Forge Hogs instead, try to damage those since he's also going to be playing defense on us. And the hope here with us being Double Brute is not only do we strip these pads off the Arbiter, we're also hoping to damage Forge's Hog as much as possible with the double Vortex. You notice there that Nick has his base already Citadel. The reason for this is, one, the concern that Donated might try to cheese him, but two, since they have a Forge, but the other reason being that this way he can get pads up while he's under attack because he can put it on the other side of the base that the Brute's hitting. And so that's to his advantage. But since I'm not under attack, I'm just going to go ahead and go for an eco and upgrade pads. So that's the reason for the different responses there. Now that Forge is going ahead and going Flamers to try to push us off, which is not a bad move since they are under attack and he is getting his hogs damaged, but it does put our Anders ahead a bit for the hogs. See Nick's there up front, just really trying to bully those hogs and damage those pads, but it's looking like we're going to get pushed off with the combination of how many flamers they have in those suicide grunts, so I'm going to go ahead and finish that pad off that Nick damaged and just vortex these two down since they're already hurt like this. I mean, yes, my vortex isn't upgraded, but I don't think we're going to be on offense much longer, and we want to do as much damage as possible. Now they're going to push Nick off right there because the combination of the hogs, suicide grunts, and flamers, and he was up front, and now all the stuff that hit him is going to hit me, and I'm going to get pushed off as well. So Rush was fairly successful, killed, some hogs. Forge is behind because he had to build flamers, and the Arbiter is half stripped, so, but, I mean, I suppose we could have done more, depending, just really how it goes sometimes. But you'll notice Nick's base, he has all his pads up minus the one, which he's getting his final summit up now, so he's doing excellent. Like, basically Donated really didn't do that much to him. Tryhard was able to defend pretty well. all in all, he tells me, even though I wasn't looking at him, I was looking at our rush, he was able to push off that brute. Well, he debombs him here just because Donated is still on a keep, so he can continue putting brutes through and continue trying to keep Nick down. So he's just going to kill that brute off. But basically, all in all, he put through 7 brutes, and Tryhard only lost 2 hogs defending against him and killed all 7 of them. So overall, we are not in a bad spot at all right now. Both Nick and I are getting our summits up. Nick's base looks pretty good considering it was under attack. So all in all, not at all worried really right now. So now, however, they're going to come up and hit me. The reason for that being, like I said, that Nick was already hit, so I was the one that was untouched. And 2, because mine's the outside base, so it's just easier. But what I did here that I did not do here that I should have is I didn't lock my base. Like that one last Banshee that just came out was going to come out anyway. But I have a third one come out and it gets pretty damaged. And if it had been locked in the base, it would be a lot better. So possibly something for you to do differently if this is ever happening to you. Now, because there's an Arbiter and Hogs here, it would not make sense for Tryhard to come and try to push him off. Instead, he's going to go over and go on offense against Donated's base and try to do as much damage to his base as they're doing to me. Also possibly try to get the Arbiter to recall. Nick also is focused on getting his air up as quickly as possible since he's not under attack right now. So he's going to, you see the blue over there on the map, he's getting air up, and every time he gets one up, he sends it over to help Tryhard with the offense on red. This does lead the Arbiter to leave and recall, which was the plan. So, whereas I'm fruitlessly trying to get a turret up and hoping that Blopped doesn't notice, or a pad up on the other side of him, kind of like a game of build the pad over here, build the turret over here, but I'm not successful with it, so you can see my teammates are doing a pretty good job over there on Red's base, but the Arbiter has recalled, so that was successful, but they're now going to have to leave, so, but they did hurt Red's base, so just the idea. And Nick again is still getting up, working on getting his Banshees up, trying to get us air lead, since Black is pretty behind, and now they've put Red behind, like the Blopped is currently doing to me. So we should be in a good spot on air with Nick. And now, since Tryhard has Gauss to Blopp's Grenadier, he's able to come in and defend my base and push him off, and he just traps him in the back corner, meaning he's going to be able to hopefully really put that forge behind, killing off as many of his hogs as possible, well, all the ones over here anyway. And while he's doing this, you'll notice that Nick is on offense on the forge since he's back here defending. You see the red up there? It's because Donated has also gone Banshees. So we have Banshees right now from Nick and from Donated, and then Hogs from Blopped and Tryhard. Don't know what Black is doing, but he's got a turret at the back of his base and up in the front to try to defend himself from those Banshees. So Nick is going to go ahead and hit red instead while checking for expos. Right now at this point in the game, neither UNSC has an expo, but of course they're going to try to get one. I'm going to bring my air over to help Nick, but I don't really have any. I have 1.5 Banshees, I guess, but luckily Nick has plenty. And like I said, Donated is going Banshees right now, so no vampires yet from Black. 1, we did kind of strip him, but 2, he's focusing on his eco. But until we see them, I'm going to continue going Banshees as well. Okay, so there's Black. He has a rage upgrade, so he's going to come over here and try to rage down my base, which fun little trick Arbiters do. Since right now we don't have an Arbiter, of course, like I said earlier, so, and as you have been watching in the game, so it is to our disadvantage that he can do that. So Nick's going to go ahead and come up and try to hit his base, but again, there's all those turrets, but he's still going to do some damage to him, and then he's going to come back and defend. And I don't have any summits anymore. Thank you so much, Marber Muslim. But you'll notice the Nick does have more Banshees than Red does, so we're still looking okay. he's definitely been able to get those out. You'll notice while Nick has been scouting for expos, Donate is doing the same thing, trying to really stop any expo. Tryhard is going to try to get his up right now, but then he sees all those banshees there on his base, and going to go ahead and basically give us air lead right here. That really excellent cryo right there on Donated's banshees. He kills almost every single one, whereas Nick has all that many. Like, we already had hog lead, now we have air lead thanks to that cryo. He, like I said, he killed him. So even though neither UNSC has an expo, Tryhard has much more hogs than yellow does. We have way more air than red. Haven't seen any air from black, so we're in a good spot right now. I don't have much air, but at all, but as you can see, Nick has been consistently putting them out and has quite a lot of them. So at this point, we're going to fall back, and Tryhard's going to focus on getting his triple up, since he does have an expo. And, oh, looks like yellow's trying to get that one, so Nick and I are going to go ahead and try to stop it. Almost got my base back from getting hit, so upgrading my pads right now. Again, lots of turrets on that Arbiter. Even flying over it isn't fun. But nope, no expo yet from the Forge, and right now Tryhard is getting his third base, so again, even with us being unable to hit black really effectively right now, we're in a good spot. So Donate is going to come in with those banshees that he has and try to stop Tryhard's expo, just like we're trying to find and stop yellows. And Blopped goes ahead and carpets it, but Tryhard has that other one right there, so he still has two bases, so we're okay. But yeah, he called it when he saw them fly over. He's like, they're going to carpet me. And they did, which, I mean, makes sense, I guess, since we're ahead. You know, they want to take that away. So at first, the call, right there, you see that flare, is Tryhard was thinking we would all go in and hit red, but then the idea is instead we're all going to go in and hit the Forge. So since he doesn't have an expo, he's definitely behind the Anders, and if we can take their Unicy out of the game, like, we win. So we're going to all go in together and do that, which is why both Blue and I are holding back. So since his expo isn't very built up, red is going to try to drop that. But okay, so there's the Arbiter. So right now, instead of going in on the base, he's going to try to do some damage to him instead. Tryhard still has his D-bomb, hasn't dropped it since he used it to kill that brute off the base. So he's been holding on to it for this push, but the Arbiter goes ahead and recalls. So we're all going to go in on yellow's base now. And they did succeed in dropping his expo, but he had it for a while. Again, Tryhard still has way more hogs than yellow, as you can see here. Well, decently more, but they do have vamps now, but they're not teched. So try to pull everything over on top of this to fight, instead of just, since the hogs there, they can help defend. Now, see, there's the Arbiter, and here comes the D-bomb that I mentioned that he was holding on to just for this. And Nick is going to go ahead and aim down those yellow hogs with his banshees, which you can see right there, whereas Tryhard is killing the hogs and red's air. So we're going to come out of this ahead, killing their units, causing them to resign. So this game is over, and hopefully I'll be posting a second video later today, but if not, thank you.